Perhaps the most significant creature on the Galapagos has yet to be seen. So the next day, our crew embarks for a dry landing onto Santa Cruz Island in hopes of finding the Galapagos poster child, the giant land tortoise. The first stop was at the Charles Darwin Center, where you can always see these impressive creatures, including perhaps the most famous tortoise in the world, Lonesome George. Named appropriately, seeing that George is the last remaining tortoise of his particular species, the Pinta tortoise, and even lonelier due to his loose bowel syndrome. Unofficially the rarest animal in the world, Lonesome George is said to be almost 100 years old. The good news is that he could live to be as old as 150, but the bad news is, since tortoises do not breed between species, he could be facing a 50-year dry spell. Actually, the name Galapagos originates from the Spanish word for saddle, after the saddleback tortoises. Therefore, when we call the islands the Galapagos, we are basically calling them the island of the giant tortoises. It is said that these creatures floated here and evolved from regular-sized tortoises. Gigantism occurs when there are no known predators to worry about. So here, they became as big as card tables, weighing 500 pounds or more, and are known today as the biggest tortoises in the world. So to get a closer look, we went inland to observe these creatures in their natural habitat.
So this guy could be 150 years old. They lose the stripes on their back when they get really old, so you can't really tell without flipping them over how old they actually are.
These are herbivores that spend most of their day feeding. They can eat quite a bit of food, but like many vegetarians, their digestive system sucks, so many of the food that they eat passes through without even being digested. Topping out at 0.16 miles per hour, they are painfully slow. Regardless, they are nomadic by nature. Observe while this one gears up for a long and arduous journey. He gathers his strength, takes a deep breath, and he is on his way. And he is spent. Yes. Most of their journeys lead them to the nearest watering hole, where many giant tortoises tend to congregate. Although they can survive for extremely long periods of time, sometimes even as long as a year, today is happy hour from 4 to 7. Here they discuss the issues of the day over a tall, cool one. Or they merely try to drown the pain of their extremely boring lives. Today, threats such as domestic animals and plants are ongoing problems for the few tortoises who have managed to survive centuries of hunting. With only 15,000 remaining, the giant land tortoise now serves as a vulnerable symbol of the need for conservation in the Galapagos Islands.